want the blood in your homes. I want love and unity in the homes. Listen to me. The number one thing that attracts Satan to homes and gives Satan legal entry to attack the children of the home is disharmony between a husband and a wife. The Bible put it like this in the book of James: where envy and strife is. You show me a home where there's bickering, fussing, quarreling, fighting, arguing. Where envy and strife is, there is confusion, and every kind of evil spirit is welcome there, one translation said. Wherever the husband is fussing with the wife, wherever the wife is fussing with the husband, they create a welcome zone. Streaks in the walls begin to appear spiritually, and it's like lightning rods to demonic forces that says, go, you have access into this house. Every confusing spirit, every spirit that Satan has in his kingdom can be attracted to that place where there's envy and strife and confusion and every evil work. We need to understand that God doesn't just want us to have church at church, but God wants to invade our homes with His glory. And if we don't get it, then what we're doing in church is playing church. It's called being a hypocrite. What kind of relationships, what kind of friendships do you have in your home? I want to ask you, what's going on in your home today? What kind of things are you bringing into your home? What kind of relationships? Because just as sure as they had them there in the streaks, in the walls, we can do things that brings the power and presence of evil into our homes. I want to ask you this: have you compromised with friends? Have you compromised with activities? Are you keeping immoral company? Do you understand that every home has to have a watchman over that home? You see, in Bible days, they called them watchmen on the gates. And the only way that you could get into the Holy of Holies was you had to go through 3 gates: the outer court, the inner court, and the Holy of Holies. And they had people who watched on the gates to make sure no enemy could go through the gates to get into the place that God called His house. God made sure that He guarded the gates of His house. You know, there are 3 gates that we have to stand and become watchmen concerning our household: the eye gate, the ear gate, and the mouth gate. Do you know that we have to absolutely stand as parents and be watchmen on the walls to make sure that what's coming through the eye gate, Remember what Jesus said, if the eye is pure, then everything is pure. But if your eye becomes filled with darkness and corruption and immorality, that it will affect your whole soul. And so we must guard our homes. We must guard, number one, the eye gate. What are you watching on TV? What are you looking at on the internet? What are your children looking at on the internet? Now we don't just have to worry about our kids going out on dates, but we have webcams, and they can actually, there was a story of a girl named Vanessa Hudgens who is a part of the high school musical, and she at the age of 15 took her clothes off and showed herself nude to her boyfriend, and now those pictures have gone all over the world. These kinds of things are going on inside of homes. What is going on in your home? Through the eye gate. We've got to guard what we allow. Did you know that X-rated television is like getting a blood transfusion from hell? And as parents, we must be watchmen. We must stand guard and say, I can't allow pornography to come into my home. If I do, it becomes an empowerment to demonic spirits in that home. Demons of lust come in through that home. And don't think that you don't affect the rest of your family if you're doing things through the eye gate, allowing spirits to come into that home. Listen to this true testimony.
My parents were divorced when I was about 11 years old, and I went to go live with my mom. She was the nice one, the one that always said yes to everything. And so when I started smoking weed, I ended up telling her, and she was okay with it. And so I had asked her if she could get me some one day, and she said no, but she named off, she asked me if I would do crank because that's what she had access to, because that was her drug of choice. I met some friends that like to party, and got into some satanic worship for a while, and I don't even know, I was just tampering with the satanic Bible and reading that and things like that, and just kind of playing with the dark side. And I met this friend in college when I started college, and she invited me to church, and God really spoke to me. And just ever since that day, I gave my life to the Lord, and that was about a little over 2 years ago. And just ever since then, God's been just pruning me. Stopped drinking, and just everything, just stopped everything. I've been praying for my mom for a long time now, and everyone's been praying for my mom. And about a month ago, God just totally, maybe it was a little over a month ago, God just totally, she gave her life to the Lord. And it's so amazing because she went through a drug program, and now she's in a clean living home, and she's doing amazing, and our relationship has grown. And it's baby steps. It's always baby steps with the Lord. And but I see the change in her actions, in her heart, and in everything. It's so amazing. When I was doing those things, and I was basically playing with Satan, and even though I was doing all these things, God still sent His Son. And He didn't have to do that, but He did.
Through the eye gate, through the ear gate. What kind of music? We have to stand as parents and constantly check the iPods of our children. Constantly question them on, what are you listening to? What kind of music is that? Who is that? What are they saying? We must be watchmen. We must stand as watchmen and say, we're going to guard the ear gate. We're not going to let our kids listen to filth and musical pornography. It is our responsibility to guard the walls of our home, to not allow, to stand as watchmen over the walls, and not let green and red streaks come that give Satan an inroad into that home and into that family and into that marriage. What kind of things are in your refrigerator? Do you have alcohol? Do you have beer, wine, liquor, beer? Do you have it in your home? If so, I believe you're giving Satan an inroad into your house. I believe you're saying to the spirits that kill, steal, and destroy, you have jurisdiction in this house. I believe that